Ashley's gonna go over one of my replays I just did. Thanks, Ashley. I appreciate it.
No problem.
I'll just record it, so maybe I'll put it on YouTube for other people to learn too if they want.
Yeah. All right. All right. So give me a minute. All right. So what we have here, we're gonna look at. Like I said, we're gonna look at just. I'm just gonna make mention of every mistake that I see,
Oh, is this slow
and
motion
we're gonna
or
find.
something? Or is this?
This is normal speed.
Mm-hmm.
It can feel a lot faster.
Yeah.
So let me go back. Let's turn on ball cam here. It's just kind of disorienting. Um, it's better to have your center of focus. Like you have no idea what's happening. You're looking at the wall here.
Mm-hmm.
If we have ball cam on, we're seeing something like this, and we know what's happening, right?
Mm-hmm. True.
So yeah, try to keep ball cam on more often than you not, right?
Mm-hmm.
You should have ball cam on pretty much 99% of the time, especially if you're not doing like dribbles and stuff.
Mm-hmm. It feels so slow. Look at this.
Yeah, it will feel slow.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Here, I generally like what you're doing here. You're not challenging for no reason, but then here, you have no sort of defensive like, oh my god, I need to go back, right?
Uh-huh.
Look, he's coming. He's obviously coming into the ball, but you're not turning back
Mm-hmm.
at all, right? So if he shoots this, that's just in, right? He this is plat two, so he's not scoring that, but he could have very easily scored that, and that's where you lose is
Mm-hmm.
when he does score, right? Then here you're just throwing it away. You can literally not flip into the ball here and have a better touch. The best way to approach this is just to backflip. It'll give you the softest touch here,
Uh-huh.
or you slow down when you come into the ball, right? Like instead of boosting up until this point and then stop boosting because now you know it's not going to go in, and then you
Mm-hmm.
can kind of single jump. You can press brakes right here, press brake, and then single jump, and then that'll keep. That's actually probably the best way to go about making a soft touch here. That's getting soft touches is something you develop over time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something you can really think about as much. Okay, the second your teammate dives in like this, you just got to get out.
Yeah, I tried to. My reaction was so slow.
Yeah, like you see teammate here, you go out, which
Yeah,
is great.
I
But
did
you're
that.
going out way too far. You see how far you're going? You can't do anything over here. Look how far you go.
Oh, so I should have stopped like right midfield. Okay.
Yeah. Look at that distance. You're not doing much.
Oh.
It's good to give yourself distance, especially when they can make a booming touch. Like he can easily make like a touch that just flies booming across the field, right? So this is about as much distance as you want right here.
Okay, so I should have
Not just
turned.
like
I should have turned there. Power slided forward.
no, slow down. You should not have been. You should not turn towards them. You
Okay.
want to be still facing towards the net, but you want to slow down and just try to keep this about this much distance at maximum, absolute maximum here,
So
because he
shadow.
can't get a
Okay, I got you. Shadow
yeah
defense.
shadow.
Okay, okay. Got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, going all the way back like this is no good.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could be challenging right here if you were closer. Would it be a good time to challenge? Probably not, but you could still be doing something if you were
Yeah.
closer. In
I was
fact, like right here would be a great time to challenge. You could be collecting the ball right now and already be on the offensive.
true. I was playing towards my strengths, which is I'm bad at shadow defense. So I knew like turning and hitting it would have been like really hard for me. So that's why I did It's extra. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but you're see the problem is just by avoiding it, you're doing the wrong thing.
I see. I see.
Another thing is you want to position more to the side. Like you want to be more out here
Uh huh.
than you want to be in here. Because look at how you're defending.
Right.
The ball's right behind you, directly behind you.
Yeah.
This is hard as hell to defend, especially with your mechanics. If you're out here, if you're out here, look at that. That suddenly becomes a lot easier. Imagine turning in like this and turning
Yeah.
you
Power
making a nice
sliding and then
wide turn
jumping.
into the ball.
Yeah. Okay. True. I'll keep that in mind.
Um, kind of a panic touch. You see the ball coming towards your net and you kind of just hit it. You could have
Taking my time.
made
Yeah.
a soft touch here. You know, there's a lot you could have done there.
I get some pads.
Yeah, okay, see how hesitant you are to go for this ball?
Mhm.
You basically force yourself to kind of hit this away like this because look at him. He's going into the ball. You have to hit it over his head, right? Well, you don't necessarily have to, but you have to hit it away from him, which forces you to do something like this. This isn't the best way to go about this, but it does still force you to give it away in a sort of sense. If
Mhm.
you had approached this ball earlier, you would have had more control. You would have
Yeah.
had to stay on this play, right?
I remember specifically, and not today is an excuse, more of a maybe a visual thing. I thought he was closer to the ball when I saw this. That's why I didn't go for it. I thought Chico was closer to the ball.
Yeah, you get a feel for distance. Like, yeah, you can go for this. It's good to wait here, but like right here, you should know that you're closer.
Okay.
Because look at where he's going. He's facing this way. He's
True.
going away, right?
Yeah, my reactions are slower. Yeah, you're right. And I was like, okay,
So
why they're not
if
going
you just
for it?
stay,
Yeah.
if you just stand right here at back post and you kind of wait for this moment, this is when you know you have the ball because it's coming towards you, and he's starting. He has no momentum, right?
True.
So now you have the ball. But then you just don't go for it, and then you're kind of forced to hit it away from yourself.
Mhm. Faking. Oh, I see now.
Okay, the problem with this,
I was fake challenging,
look who peeks their head out.
and I know.
Your teammate. That means the second you see your teammate, the second that should be a warning sign. Oh, I need to go back just in case this happens.
Yeah. I shouldn't have
Um,
continued with the play. You're right.
yeah. Even if you want to continue with the play, you
Mhm.
shouldn't have gotten so close. Because look at the touch he can make. Remember what I said about keeping your distance when he can slam it?
Mhm.
This is exactly what happened. He slams it, and you're not able to really keep up. Um, so you should never be behind the ball. If you're behind the ball, like you see how you're behind the ball here,
Yeah.
that means you pushed up way too far. For
Mhm.
you should be always in front of the ball when you're trying to shadow or fake.
Uh huh.
Um, that's like when you know you've done it right, you haven't gotten too close. This is way too close. That is two facts.
So how close should I
Two
be?
things.
Here, and then turn.
Uh, yeah, you shouldn't be getting any closer than this.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
This is much too close.
True.
And that's why this is a goal because one you saw your teammate get way too close up and you just didn't do anything about that fact, and two you got way too close.
Mhm.
Um, hell, look at this. You're too close by the time you see your teammate. You should have been turning back out anyways.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Mhm.
uh, just hitting it for the sake of hitting it. Uh, there's no reason to get such a powerful touch. Like, when you make a hard touch, you're trying to get it around somebody. You're not getting it around anybody.
Gotcha.
You're just throwing it away from yourself, which is useless. Yep. Okay. You're not using any boost. You should be going back as fast as possible. When you know you have to go back, which is just is about this point when you know you should be going back at least a little bit. Because look again. Once again, you're behind the ball. You see this? You got too close. Now you're behind the ball. Now you got. Yeah, you should be going out, right? And now you see your teammate diving. Now you know for a fact that you have to be back as fast as possible because this could easily be a goal. You don't even have to flip. You just have to. You can just use boost. You can, press your boost button, follow these pads, and defend near post, which isn't optimal, but that's the fastest way to defend here, right? But you forgo all that, dive, and you get spread.
I should have used boost. You're right.
See, the problem with this is wave dashing is not faster than just pressing.
Boost,
Yeah, because look at all this dead air. You're slowing down when you're in the air. You only wave dash when you're not sure of where you want to go. And you know for a fact where you want to go here. You want to go back, right? So why are you wave dashing? Right, it does nothing.
True.
If you know where you want to go, use boost. Flip towards it. I don't care. Just don't wave dash, right? I will give you some advice. Never cheat. Don't cheat until you're like champ 3.
Okay.
Because you can't assume that your teammates are gonna have a good kickoff. Even in like champ 2, they'll throw the kickoff, and that one goal would be the reason you lose. Yeah, so you don't trust your teammate to have good kickoffs below like champion 3, GC 1. It's odd mechanically, I guess. You have the right idea. You want to play around the opponent, right? You're taking your time. The second you see your teammate be going out, which in this situation, because of how he hits it, you kind of already go out. But like it's obvious that you kind of don't have any thought about going out. You're just kind of going with the flow.
Yeah.
If you genuinely thought about going out here, you would be boosting right now. You would be boosting out.
When you say going out, you mean going back to my net?
No, just getting out. Period. You look how close you are to your teammate. You should be going out midfield here.
Okay,
just going out. Period. Wherever you need to go. If there was a immediate like offensive possibility, which there isn't here. If they were like trying to come into the ball for like a 50 or something, then you would be going towards your net. In this situation, you would be going out towards midfield. Which is what you do. You do that, but it's obvious that's not a thought process. That's registering because, like I said, you would be boosting out immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, again, you're giving them way too much space. This is a harder place to defend, to be honest, because you're allowing them to get so close to the net that no matter what they do, you can't read their shot. Like, you're basically allowing them to get here, right? They can shoot here, right? You're just allowing them any type of shot they would want. They can go up for a backboard, a shot. They can hit it up into the backboard and read it, right? There's so many things they can do. They can air dribble, bump you. They can do so much. No, I mean, obviously they're plat 2. The most they're gonna do is maybe a crappy flick, or a power shot. But it's still way harder to defend here than it is either one back post or near post. firstly, you want to be defending from one side of the net to the other, and secondly, you give them so much space, you allow them to get close like that. Look at this. You could be like right. You could be like right here,
Mm-hmm.
right there, and you could be ready to defend. You could be coming out here. Look, and now look at that. He gives it away. You got a free ball to collect. Now you play it this way towards here, and you have a free ball. You know,
Yeah.
but you
I
just
in my mindset, like I was taught, like since I was last man to go in net, hopefully, so first man comes back and defends. So I was just trying to delay until first man comes, and
yeah, that's
that's
what
why.
you're doing with shadow defense. That
Oh.
is how you delay.
So I delay by being closer. I just didn't want him to pop it over me. Okay, my bad. If it pops over
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
so yeah.
If you get too close, obviously, yeah, they're gonna pop it over you. But then just don't get too close.
Wait, can you go exactly where I should be? Put it that way, so I kind of know to remember next time.
It's kind of hard to do that. What I'll do is I'll just go into one of my recent
Okay,
replays.
so this use your mouse right here, and just put your mouse right here.
Like I said, it's really hard to do that. It would be just better if I just show you one of my games.
Okay.
This is
Mhm.
a recent game I did. Champ 3 promotion with only game sense. Alright, so let's look for a shadow defense. Alright, and not quite. Alright, maybe. Okay. Alright, here we go. See, this is a different situation, but you can kind of see how I'm trying to position myself in a way far enough away to where they can't hit it over my head. Like
Mhm.
where I'm at, they can't hit it over my head, but I'm still staying close to where I can do something. You know, if he
Mhm.
misses the ball, if he drops it or
Yeah.
something, I'm staying close enough to where I can collect it at any point, right?
Mhm.
But I'm not too close to where he can hit it over my head. And that's kind of the area you want to be, that sweet spot. And it's like I said, it's really hard to find that sweet spot. That's just something you feel out eventually.
Mhm. But it's good to get
Um,
an example to.
yeah,
Yeah.
just but it's gonna take a lot of work for you to figure out like that sweet spot.
Yeah.
So this is where we're at. Again, just hitting it away for no reason. You I don't think you're watching the opponent
Mhm. My
because
mindset was like
he
hit it to the corner, hit it in a safe area.
yeah, but also you just don't see him. You just don't
Yeah.
see him. You're going like this, and then he hits the
Mhm.
ball, and you're like, oh my god, he hit the ball. Where did he come from, right? But
Yeah.
what, just look at them for some moment. Don't even worry about the ball. Just look at the opponents. For you don't see them, but you know where they are, right? You have basic object permanent skills, right? You know they're over there still. Okay, now we can definitely see them, right? Continue watching them. Okay, we it's obvious that they're coming up, right?
Mhm.
We can see them for a fact, right? We have all that time in the world
Mhm.
to make a decision here.
Mhm.
I don't think you're watching the opponents. I think you're just looking at the ball, which is very natural, but it's not the right thing to do.
So what should I? What are you suggesting I should have done, given where the opponent was?
If you saw the opponents, you would be backing off because look at this. He's hitting the ball. You're not going to hit this ball. You might as well back off and go where the ball's going to end up, which is going to be somewhere around here. That way you can collect it, right? Or rotate out or something, right? Instead of
Mhm.
continuing this line. Like you know that the opponent's going to hit this ball, right?
Yeah.
So
I thought there was
you're
a chance
going
he could miss it. That's why. But yeah, I
You
should
can't
play like
assume that they didn't miss it. If they miss it, sure, that's nice. But like, if you, what if they don't miss it?
hmm
He didn't miss it. Like,
Yeah, you're right. I should have turned back after I hit the ball. Okay.
well, yeah. I mean, you should be following it here. But the second you know that the opponents are gonna go for it and you can't go for it, they're gonna beat you, then you should be turning out. This is when you should be turning out.
Okay.
You shouldn't be turning out. After you make this touch, like, there's no reason to turn out here. They're not going for the ball. You're
Uh-huh.
going for the ball, right? If you turn that out here, then what are you doing, right?
Yeah.
But now here they're going for the ball, and you're not going to beat them.
True. And that's when I turn. Okay. Gotcha. I realized he's going for it, so I just go around.
I like the idea. I know what you were going for here. You were trying to go for a shot. Unfortunate, you could have controlled it here. Tried to control it at least. It's better to try and control here because of you
Yeah.
can just do more with the ball. And halfway into the replay, almost we're not quite there. I think we've got what we need to work on. Um, which two things: shadowing and ball control, right? And I think the biggest issue out of the two right now, um, is your shadowing because the ball control part of that is a lot more of a mechanical
hmm
than it is game sense. You just kind of control it, which is
hmm
it's simple, game sense wise. You just keep it close to you, but
Yeah.
there's a lot,
Yeah,
to
about getting
actually
like
controlling the
anxious in the
ball.
game, and I come from a threes background where I want to bounce it. You know what I mean? So like pass it to
Yeah,
somebody.
so that's definitely a mechanical thing. So we'll work on some drills. I'll give you some drills later on tonight.
hmm
I have a great video that might be perfect for you. Um,
hmm
and what we'll do now is you'll play 5 matches, and I'll live coach, right? And we're only gonna focus on improving your shadow defense, right? So I'll tell you, you're too close or too far away, and then you can kind of adjust, you know.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
And that's yeah, that's gonna be where
hmm
you're gonna see improvement.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm just gonna put on my